Hello, today I'm working on a Lenovo S145 laptop, or a Lenovo IdeaPad S145-15IWL. This is a nice laptop that's been mistreated over the years. I've already replaced the, the hinge cover, but I'm also going to replace the lid. I don't know if you can really see it on the video, but this lid is pretty beat up, and I'm trying to refurbish this computer for resale. I've got the computer working fantastically. It's a nice 8th generation i5 CPU with 8 gigs of 2400 megahertz RAM. I put a new NVMe SSD in there, and so it's quite a fast computer, but it just looks terrible, and I can't really ask a good price for it with a scuffed up cover like this. So I'm going to just replace the lid with a brand new one. And I got this brand new one for a pretty reasonable price, and so I think it's going to make a difference. So let's go. To do this, I'm going to remove the LCD completely. I had to do that to replace the hinge cover. When this hinge cover was missing, to put the hinge cover on, it slides in place, so you have to be clear of the hinge. So you have to put it on and slide it over to get that on. So to get it off, I'll have to do the reverse, which means I have to take the lid off of the chassis. Right, so to remove the display, I'm going to disconnect the battery. I might take the battery out because it's easier to disconnect that way. It's going to be a little bit tricky to get these wires out of there, isn't it? I'll take the SSD out. And I might take this fan out as well, unless I can just get that. Yeah, here we go. I'll take them one at a time. There we go. Okay, there's the wires free, so now I just need to unscrew the hinges. These are a little tight. There we go. Okay, there's the laptop separated from the lid. Now this, I don't remember which way it slides. I want to say it slides that way to come off, but I can't remember for sure. Yep. Nice. Yeah, and I definitely need to get this bezel off because I can see the screws. And that's all going to have to come off, isn't it? This might be difficult. What's included on here? Anything? Nope. So I can see there's like a metallized tape on the bottom and the top, and a couple little foam pads, grounding pads. But that's about it. So I'm going to have to take the bezel off, take the LCD panel out. Oh, I hope it's not taped in. No, it won't be. I can see screw holes for the LCD panel. Okay. So I'm going to try to use this thinner tool. I don't want to damage the LCD because the LCD panel is still good. Usually when I'm prying a bezel off, it's because the LCD panel is broken and needs to be replaced. But that's not the case here. So I need to be careful not to do any damage. Nope. Just trying to find an alternative way in. You know, if there's some way that I can get a tool in here. Maybe. Okay, I managed to get the bottom unclipped in one spot here. Let's see if it's going to be just as easy as that. Yep. Okay. Well, that's good. So this will unclip from the bottom because it's probably also taped on to the LCD panel. Okay, so that's free. Alright. I've never started an LCD panel from the bottom before. But this might be the way to go on this one, actually. It's quite good. I do think there's probably some double-sided tape holding this bezel on to the LCD panel. And I don't want to get in here and start prying because there's going to be a small circuit board along the bottom that I don't want to damage. But I think I can get in around the edge now. Yep. Oh yeah, nice and easy too. Okay. I mean, just barely any pressure and these clips are coming off. This is good. Ah, very, very good. I'm happy about that. Feels like there is some double-sided tape maybe, or just that a clip hasn't released. So I'm going to go gently. Start on the other side, see if that'll give us any sort of help. Yep. Same thing, the clips are coming out quite gently, quite easily. Very good. So it changes, the story changes. The clips are a little more, they're a little stronger on the top. And I just want to see if prying any particular direction makes a difference. Nope. Now I might try the thinner spatula up underneath. Yeah, okay. So I feel like there's some tape, some double-sided tape holding this down, but I can't be sure. Well, it was so encouraging when that first one came up. It's a big clip in here. I can't really see which way it goes. It looks like it goes down. Yeah, okay. That's it. So pushing with my thumb and lifting up is the direction that that clip needs to go. There's also some double-sided tape that's just complicating things a little bit. So if I try on this side, try to lift up with my fingers and push in with my thumb, yep. And then release that double-sided tape as well. Okay. Got everything but the bottom. I suspect the bottom will probably be quite similar. I'm just lifting up the tape, trying to get my finger under the tape. Yeah, perfect. Got the bezel out with no damage. This might be a good time to clean the edges of the LCD panel. Or maybe when I put it back together. So the first thing I'll do is remove the LCD panel. I'm going to get this wire. So this wire is in a little wire loom, and it's also attached to the webcam connector. So there's a wire that splits off out of this bundle here. Let's show you in with the microscope. So the main wire comes from the laptop. This connector here goes into a little wire loom and then splits right here into the video connector and the webcam cable. So the webcam cable goes around the edge of the laptop up to the top, turns and goes over to the webcam. So all of this needs to come out. I think I will take the LCD panel out first That's the thing that would make me the saddest if it broke. It kind of looks like I need to remove this hinge to get the panel out. I could be wrong about that, but let's see. If I were to lift up on this panel a little bit. Yeah. So the hinges have to come out as well, which is fine. We knew they had to come off. Oh, I see that hinge is more than just a hinge here. It's welded to a piece of metal that goes up, or bonded somehow to a piece of metal. Now I have to remember this is still attached to this cable. Might try to get this cable out of the wire loom just to give myself a little slack. Okay. There we go. And can I get it out of this part as well? Yep. All right. Oh, the LCD panel is taped onto the hinge assembly. So you can see there are tabs here. This black tab is attached to a piece of white tape that's stretchable tape. So I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to try to get this webcam wire derouted from here. And this webcam is held down with double-sided tape, so that should just come out. I could unplug it as well, but it's probably just as easy to do this. There we go. Okay, so that's free. I'll just set this over here. And then all that's left is this antenna. So there's a pair of antenna wires going up to this device here that's stuck onto the lid. So I'll deroute the wires first. Okay, so they come around here. Just gonna have to remember this. This is gonna be stuck on there as well. I might warm this up just a little, just to soften the double-sided tape. Okay. So make sure, I'm not exactly sure where this is supposed to start. Probably on the edge there. And do these wires feel correct? Alright, so that is routed correctly. So I can stick these down. I'm very happy with that. Now the hard part is going to be trying to route that webcam wire while holding this. So let's see, generally it goes like that. And the webcam should have a post that will let me know exactly where it goes. Let's look at this under the microscope. Okay, so there's the front of it. The back of it, yeah, there's a little guide pin there and a guide pin there. So as long as those are in place, then this will just stick down where it belongs. And then I can shove the wire into the wire looms. So that's really all I'm doing, is tucking this wire into these little wire looms. And let's see, into that channel up around the edge. So can I lay this in place yet? If I lay that down there, can I still get to the wire loom areas here? Just need to make sure that that tucks where? Down and around, I think. No, it was up. Okay. Okay, the hardest one was the last one, I suppose. So I'm just trying to get this into here. And then it's got to go over that last little bit. So I think I need to lift up the... yeah, okay, I see. So it's going to go over that. There. And then this pulls down through to here. And that wire goes into here. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. Wow. You didn't quite see all of that, but you can see that this wire is exactly where it's supposed to be. And then I suppose that goes into there. And I'm not sure how it goes around the hinge. I might have to replay this video footage to figure that out. But it looks like that's very close to what I need. Alright, so screw the hinge back down. Just trying to get this started without cross threading. Okay. Let's see, the bezel. I'm going to clean this so I can get it around the edges. Probably use a couple paper towels instead of cloth. I'm going to make sure this tape is pressed down all the way around the edge, because it seems like it might not be across the top. Okay. And now I'll use a cloth as I normally would. Brilliant. I am not sure how this comes through the hinge. I need to look at my recording. Okay, I've checked, and these wires lay across the top of these hinges, and then this hinge cover can come in, if I can get it in the right place. It should just slide in place, and it looks good. Yep. Okay. I guess I can just lay the computer in like this. As long as these hinges or these wires are happy. Let's see, how does this look? So this wire can come up there and plug in just right. And the antenna wires, where do they go? I managed to get one over and one under. Maybe I'll go like this. Maybe, I don't know. What if they go under the hinge? Yeah. Oh, that's much simpler. There. Now, do they fit? So if these were running through there, yeah, brilliant. Okay. I'm going to fasten the hinges. These hinges are marked nicely with a little arrow where the screws go. So I want to put a screw here, and I want to put a screw here, and I do not want to put a screw here because there's an X, and that's where one of the screws will come through the bottom cover. And the same on the other side. 2 arrows and 1 X. I think I will grab a blunt tweezers and hold this up and put this in place. There we go. Looks good. And then I need to route these antenna wires through this wire loom, and it gets a little bit tricky. Well, maybe it doesn't actually. Maybe I've made it difficult by trying to do this with them intact, or without taking the fan out. Can I shove that through there? Sure. Okay. What about this next one? Oh yeah, there's a gap there. So I can just route the wire underneath and then pull it up into that loom. Well, okay, that's easy. I might put this back at an angle so that we can see both the microscope and the other camera. Okay, and on the Wi-Fi adapter, on the wireless card, there are markings that indicate which wire goes where. So the main and aux, you can see that there, main, aux, one's black, one's white. So I'll plug the black one into the black one. That is plugged in. It's touching that screw though. Maybe that's not great. It's long enough that it doesn't have to. I could come around the other direction. I think I'm going to try that. I don't really want that touching the ground, or a ground. So I think I'll try to reroute this wire from the other direction. See if it'll cooperate. Okay, that's in place. Yeah, that's pretty good. Do the same with the black one. Although we might not have the same amount of space available. Maybe if I come around this way. Yeah. Come on. There we go. As long as these wires are happy and not being pushed or pulled, I'm happy with that. So now I just need to put in the M2 drive, which slots in place here. Pop the battery back in. I kind of feel like this battery presses down too hard on the back of the touchpad. The touchpad was rather erratic in this laptop until I installed a firmware update specifically for the touchpad. It wasn't a BIOS update, it was updating the touchpad's firmware. And I wonder if it was to compensate for whatever, for this issue. Because it seemed like it would work fine until it got warm, or maybe until the battery got warm when it was charging, and then it would become erratic. Alright, putting all this back together. Everything snaps together like it should. I want to turn this around. Ooh, I just spun it on the brand new top. Okay, look at that. And there's a little blue cover over the Lenovo emblem. This laptop is looking good. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching.